Good morning, folks. Today we are working on a couple different things on the truck. We've got the engine bay opened, and today I'm going to be focusing on these fan belts that are hideously loose. So I'm going to dig in there, and I think I just need to tighten down the alternator way down there, and that should take care of that. And I'm also going to kind of clean up some of this oil that's in here so I can see if it's a current problem or leftover from an old problem. And I'm just going to kind of wipe everything else down as well. There's a lot of grime and other junk in here that really bothers me on like an OCD level. So that's what we're going to be up to today. And if you can't tell, I've removed, there's a frame that sits over the engine bay, and then there's the covers for the engine. You can see them over there in the corner of the shop. The diamond plate cover. So I pulled all those out of here to make it a lot easier to get to and easier to clean. So yeah, that's it. Here we go. And we're back. Alright folks, so a couple days have passed since I started this video. I've taken apart a little more of the engine bay. You can see inside here I've worked on cleaning off some of the components to the best of my ability. I had an air leak over here that I had to take a line apart to repair. It was just the dope that they put in there on that fitting had basically just dried out. Placed it with a little Teflon tape and good to go. Had to pull out this main air line here that runs all the way back to the tank, and yeah, so that's the top of the compressor there. Just had to replace that, or not replace the fitting, I'm sorry, re-tape the fitting. Wasn't too big of a job. It was more annoying than anything else because I had to, you know, take out this panel to get back in there, to get there, back in there, to loosen up this pipe. But at the end of the day, the repair took about 3 minutes to actually fix, and then, you know, 20 to 30 minutes to take everything apart and put it all back together again, which seems to be the norm around here. You'll also notice that I'm missing these exhaust clamps because I had to disconnect the exhaust to get better access to it. And yeah, that's where we're at. So now I can finally get back to replacing the belts, and it's kind of a gloomy day, so I'm hoping I can beat the rain and get it done. So let's dive under the truck and start loosening up the alternator so we can get those belts replaced. All right, belt is loose, alternator is pushed out of the way. Now I just have to go downstairs, loosen it up off of the crankshaft pulley, and then once it's off the crankshaft pulley, I come back up and I can take it off of the fan drive, and that's it. So be right back. All right, here we are. You can kind of see what I'm fighting with. There's not a lot of tolerance right in here around the pulley. You know, it's not like I can spin it to get more room either. So that's going to be the challenge, is just getting the belts to go in order around that without a problem. Or maybe it won't be a challenge, I don't know. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But if I've learned anything working on this truck, nothing is ever easy, because there's always something in the way. So let's start with the correct belt first, which is this one. And what is it fouled up on? Nothing. Great. Correct belt first. Go with the difficult side, which was actually easy. Okay, cool. I'm not surprised, or I am surprised rather. I'll go to the other side. And what are we caught on? Caught on a fan blade, perhaps? Oh, there we go. All right, cool. All right, first belt is in, kind of. And is it the correct belt? Yes. All right, second belt going in. One side, and yeah, this is what I was talking about, where it gets a little sticky. There we go, two belts. Two belts, both in. That actually was much less painful than I thought it was going to be. Now we just go back up top. Make sure these don't cross down here because that would be bad. Go back up top, tighten the belts, and well, align the belts and then tighten the belts. Okay, back up top. I'm gonna put these belts at the top of the fan. We'll see if this camera can actually stay in place or if I knock it out. There we go. Belts are on the fan. And then let's see if you can see the alternator from there or not. Maybe not, it looks a little dark. Might not be able to actually see down in there because of this thing, this can. Let's see if I can move the camera. Right here, on top of the engine. Not really. Aluminum, 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 everything's aluminum. Right here. Yeah, there we go. Close it out of here. There we go. Should give you a good shot of the alternator. Oh, we're just gonna get down in here, get these belts on properly like that. And there you go. All right, so now all I need to do is position the alternator back where it belongs. Stretch it out. Stretch the belts, which look like they're being equally tensioned. Tighten up this nut and we'll be good to go. All right, we're back. So good, bad, or indifferent. I prefer to use a pry bar to give me leverage on this alternator to keep tension on the belts. So otherwise what happens is I position it and then the belts just pop the alternator back where it was. So what I'll do is I use a pry bar to give me some leverage on the belts, and then I'll use a ratcheting box wrench to tighten it down. So I'll get my wrench in place first. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten down that bolt as much as I can by hand first so that I'm not cranking on it a whole lot. Just have to tighten it a little bit once it's close to in place. Yeah, we're getting there. The problem, the other thing that's kind of annoying about how this is designed is that bolt cranks to the right to tighten it, of course, and as you do that, it also wants to move the alternator, so you have to have something to block the alternator in place and put tension on it, which is what I use the pry bar for. Alright, so let's get my wrench on it. This is probably the most challenging part of this whole operation, is getting the wrench on there, holding it in place and not dropping it below the truck. Actually, let me get another tool here. I had to go get my my foam board that I kneel on. My knees are just yelling. Alright, so let's get this wrench on here. And of course, there's all kinds of shit in the way, and these are hard lines that I can't disconnect. I mean, I could disconnect them, but they're full of fluid, so I'd have to deal with that, which I really don't want to. So we'll set the... So the battery died while I was installing the belt, because of course, but installation was successful. Got both belts on, and they seem to be doing a-okay. I've driven around a little bit, no problems. So yeah, that's it for this job. You know, it took me probably about half an hour from start to finish. But also this is my third time doing it, so I kind of had a little more knowledge this time. But yeah, so if I ever have to do it again, which I'm sure I will, it's part of routine maintenance, I'll know what to do. So thanks for watching. Sorry the video was so broken up in different days, different parts, but it is what it is. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. If you want to see more, give me a subscribe. And if there's anything else you want to see, drop it in the comments, let me know, and I'll try to focus on it. Thanks for watching.